Indians don't like scared about the war. Maybe going back to Scotland. Okay. Coffee. I was about the Goa trip. There was an idea that everybody should write about the trip, Goa trip, right? So the trip that I just had, the experiences, little things that I have observed, good, bad, whatever came to me. So I was writing those, like small things, even things which I do not normally notice. That came to my mind and I started writing. And it was very interesting to see the way I think, you know. And I saw myself how I think and good, bad. And sometimes I got irritated with the way I thought. Things come to my mind. Always, I get it. Even it, even if it is a good thing, um, at times it becomes thing which I keep holding on, and because I do not let go easily, that also has come to me. And when that comes to your mind, it becomes easy to deal with it, right? So, so I was thinking, why not you also write the same, like every day, if you can put whatever you have seen, whatever you felt, if you can write those lines, like two, three lines only, if you can. Then actually we discuss and it becomes very interesting kind of experience. As it is, you have written books, like two books. This can be your other books. Like nowadays, it is very easy to write books. And also, a long time before, I was thinking of writing a book on you, like all your experiences. That stopped because I don't figure out how to put pieces together. But right now, what I have discovered is there is no need to put pieces together to make a story complete. It is never a complete story, linking everything in your life to something, not required. Every experience is different and can stand on their own to give you the experience. Giving you the experience is the most important thing. So that is why that had stopped. But now if you write, say two, three lines about what you think you what scared you, how it is becoming things. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe something like what I was experiencing when I wrote that I felt like distancing. Everybody said everybody appeared to be I don't belong here. I was thinking same way, and that was very strange of me. And yeah, so whenever I start feeling like that, no, I'm sooner or later I'll be leaving that place, leaving that group. So I was thinking, why am I thinking that way? And what, like, I don't know, but sometimes I get this feeling that maybe I have left too early some places. Maybe when I left, it gave me peace of mind, but yeah, but it didn't give me that experience, which is why that thing happened. That circumstances happened to give me some experience, and and I could foresee those things, those experiences that I didn't like, and I left that place. Sometimes I think like that. So, uh, anyways, whatever happened, happened. Now onward. So, I saw that pattern kind of. I felt like living. And because this place, this group is, and the mentor is very intuitive person, he can actually read the energy. Huh? And if some like that comes to people who are very intuitive, um, they can figure out. It was like it was the same with my mother. Huh? People who now I can know because if I'm thinking something, then he's speaking about that somewhere, not naming me. And he doesn't know who is thinking, but he knows the thoughts. No? So he reads energy. That is what I can see. And I see a similarity with my mother, who who used to know if somebody is thinking in a certain way, she would know. And because she doesn't have many people to relate it to. So she knew it is my sister-in-law or something. So, so, so I used to fight with her. Did she say that all those things to you? No, she didn't say. But she is thinking like that. So how do you know she is thinking like that? I know. So then I say this is something which makes him quarrelsome. You are quarreling with your daughter-in-law, and nobody can help because she hasn't said anything, and you cannot stop somebody from thinking something. Can you stop yourself from thinking? So I used to have this fight with my mother. But now I know that this is a possibility. People can know what you are thinking. So because even if the facilitator knows so much, understands so much, feels so much, he is still like human being. He cannot be everywhere. He cannot respond to every emotion. He cannot know all the emotions. He also had to take care of his head also, of himself also. So I didn't realize when it happened. I was thinking like why he is creating such an atmosphere where people are like this. No, I have been telling you also. There are two, three girls who are very young, and they are kind of otherwise, if not in this place, they are known as very headstrong people, sorry, people who are non-accommodating of anything. You know? So uh, I don't approve of such thing, but it is them anyways. So if that is the way they are like that. So I was also was angry why he has to pair me with them. At times, what he does is in June there is this facility of breakout rooms. So he always pairs me up with those girls. I don't like it all. So, but there are people increasing in number, so he has to put me other places also. Yes, so that was their other thing. Luckily, this time what happened was he didn't put me into rooms with them, like two people in one room. So one of them was my roommate last time when I went to Bangalore, and she was more rigid that time. She was not looking at me, not speaking. I also didn't speak. I also don't speak. But you if somebody is there, you can be a certain way. So we didn't speak of the all the 2.5 days that we were together. We didn't speak at all. And this time, what happened? Because there is just one key to that room. So that is the only exchange that we had. I wanted the key to myself so that at some time I can come back to it. How can I go back looking for her? She is somewhere and she is in different state, and I didn't want to talk to her, so I wanted the key. This time she was better. She was better. Uh, yeah, she is also evolving. Uh, she doesn't want to be like that, no, consciously, but by habit she is like that. And so, 3 days before, uh, we had this conversation on waking up at 3, you know, between 3 to 5. This is the time when your mind is at a certain stage. So, because we are already waking up at 5, so why not wake up at 3, between 3 to 5? That was the discussion. And So not exactly at 3, but sometime during 3 to 5. So somehow I sensed that we can have at least once. I don't know where from. Now thinking back, I find this thought very silly. But as I tell you, no, after 10, if something goes into my head, it stays there. I don't know how it has come, the thought. So that was that day. So I can't remember the sequence, who said what. And in the morning, uh, in the group where maximum people are there, I gave a call at 3 in that group. So, and people were very disturbed. I actually disconnected the call because I was at 3, I am also half awake, right? So uh, then I disconnected, but I went to another group and I called there also. So people who are common to both the groups, they were twice disturbed. And then finally, I remembered that no, this call is not going anywhere. I have to call just the person who with whom I meditate. So that time I did that, and in the morning everybody was saying, "Oh, we don't want to wake up at 5. Have you shifted the time to 3? I don't want my body and all that." So I said, uh, I don't know how I came up with that conclusion to call in this group. My apologies. Um I am not calling. I was very confused about so many groups. So maybe that has happened, but I won't call in this group. And what I do nowadays at 3 to 5, anyways, I wake up. It's not today, tomorrow, or just recent. Always I wake up around 3 to 5 in between, sometime. And this, whenever I wake up, I just send this blessings or love in that group. No calling. Oh, yes. So I don't know what happens to people. Like they decide, they to collectively the decisions are collective. If most people are agreeing, then it is done, decided. But this again irritates me. Like they decide something, and 2 minutes later they will say something else, which is rejecting this decision. So, so I get confused. Maybe that. So, so I don't even get into the discussion in the beginning. So, so as to avoid all this confusion. Like I think I still find these all these discussions, yes, no, to be to be very crazy. I don't appreciate. And at times I get into that because when I'm still there, they start the discussion. So I get into that discussion. And then when they are deciding in the final phase, it is yes, no again. God knows how anybody can decide. But what is the decision, final decision? I can't get that. So I won't assume that this is the decision. So yes, and when this book thing was suggested, it was also Sunday, yesterday only. It was decided. So then the decision was everybody has to write. It started like this. Everybody has to write at least 20 pages, and it is about whatever their experience has been in this group, whatever transformation, and whatever has shifted for them. And there were 4 chapters suggested. So there are new people also, 4 new people into the group. They didn't have that, they just have done 2 days prior to the retreat. So they don't have all those experiences. So they will not have 4 chapters, right? So they suggested that we can't write them. if you structure like that, the flow will not happen. So the chapters were discarded, right? And now it is open, like anybody can write anything. So that also suits me. Like structure doesn't suit me. I said, okay. Yes. And so I said, whatever is the decision, whether structure, then I have to write things and then put into those structures. That is fine for me. I can do that. And it is only 20 pages. Today I started writing, already I have written 30 pages. So already 30. So, and around 10, 10 experiences, random things. Like if it was the structure, then I would have struggled like where to put which chapter to put this, and then the sequencing also. Yeah. So the latest thing came to my mind first, and after writing those down, then only I remember certain other things which have been in the past. But I don't still remember what has been there, I was thinking during, say, March to October. I still don't remember, and I don't have those notebooks as yet. So now, now it will be too difficult. I can remember while writing, I'll remember something and write. So I have started like that, not putting myself into pressure. Yeah. So the decision was like that. No structure, write whatever you want. And because the retreat is the very recent, the memory is still fresh, we can write about that. Only this. This took them 1.5 hours to discuss. How much can I be there? Huh? So I said, you have decided all this, right? Three things. It will be free flow. Whoever remembers whatever their experience, they can write it down, and that's all. And it can be 4 pages, it can be 20 pages, it can be 100 pages. Not 100 pages. They are going to take out a booklet. So then I suggested version one, version two, the same name. This is volume one. This is volume two. That can be the thing. They didn't get at that. They're in their mind. They're fixated at getting a booklet, ebook or something. I didn't get that. So I said, let us first have the write-ups, and then we can create whatever form we want to create. So yeah, yeah. So sometimes I feel like two, three sentences are enough. If they would have put that in the WhatsApp group, that also would have been fine rather than wasting 1.5 hours. Yeah. Yeah. And then today morning, continuing from that discussion, my meditation partner, he said, what about writing? No, not many people read these days. We should have videos. I said, why don't you do the videos then? If you don't feel like writing, you do the videos, no? And send that these are my videos. So he said, yes, yes, but I get stuck with technology at times. And no, it is a he, he gets stuck with technology. Uh, Mainly because he starts with something, he goes somewhere else. He said, I got stuck with technology. What happened? He recorded something and he wanted it to share with somebody. He couldn't, it became private and he couldn't do, he forgot the password. So he couldn't recover it. So he had to do it again. And then something happened and it goes up. So I said, you, why not open a YouTube channel and whatever you record, just upload it to the channel and then share a link. That will be easier for you. So he said, yes, I'll try to do that. Let us see when I do. And then he's a person who is interested. He is very worried about the teenagers right now who are not getting uh, heard. They are they are the most neglected segment of the society. So he wants to do something about it. And his own daughter, who is huh, who doesn't talk to him. So he thinks that during her teenage, maybe he did something or he didn't hear her out. That is why this situation today. And the same similar situations happens keeps happening in his brother's family also. So he thinks that he should start from the teenager. So he lives at Bangalore and there is another place called Harvard. His native place is Harvard, which is 200 kilometers away from Bangalore. And he has been there at Harvard for last 15 days. And he had gone there to talk to the schools where teenagers are studying, schools, coaching center and all. But he didn't do. I even made a brochure. He said, without the brochure, how can I go and talk? So I made a brochure and sent him, saying that you use this brochure for whatever discussion you need to have. Then he went and spoke to his brother, and his brother agreed to make a PowerPoint presentation and speak to school. So I asked him, your passion cannot be shared by another person, even if he is your brother. So you have to do it yourself. Why not do it yourself? He said, yes, this dependency was not there when I was young. I don't know when it has come. That dependency also is there. So he didn't do, and he came back to Bangalore. So again, his mission is stalled for the next visit when he goes. And I don't know why he has chosen Dharwad, some place 200 kilometers away from where he stays. He can do the same at Bangalore also. No? Just he recognizes that he just wants to put things to a tomorrow. So he is not able to progress. Yeah. So today I told him if it doesn't interest you, even if you associate big things, he thinks that this will be a work dedicated to his mother. So even if you think like that, you are not progressing if it is not according to your passion. So find out what your passion is, what interests you, and that thing only will work. So he said, yes, yes, I'll again check. The same thing he has been saying since last 3 years. That is what the mentor says. He has always been talking to the mentor, saying that I'll start this, I'll start that. He has never started. Ah, yes. He, he is into spirituality. Spirituality means he has two gurus, and yes, one stays somewhere else, some other place, and one stays at Bangalore. So every day at 4, he goes to the guru, and he spends around 4 5 hours with his guru and comes back. And he does this regularly, which means he has an interest in this kind of work, where there is no responsibility, nothing, no outcome to be done, like no outcome to be reached. It's only spirituality. So I said, if that is what you like, then you do something around that only. How long? Spirituality, yes. He has been spiritual since I think his working days. He is retired now. So, uh, but this guru, he has he had found him maybe around 10 years back. So since then he is doing religiously this. Don't hear you. Don't understand that kind of spirituality where you follow guru, and lot of rituals also are there. Like there have been lot of people who worship so many gods and goddesses, and they also had many rituals. So if if you start following those rituals, uh, executing those rituals, then that in itself is a full time thing, and that requires a certain kind of mindset. Not all people will be interested in doing that. So I think it is this kind of the last generation. Nobody else is interested in doing that. This kind of rituals. People are not interested in rituals anymore. They they are interested in self discovery. So yes, yes. Now I So what is happening nowadays? That is what I have observed. Like people have this AI stuff also. So what they do is if take for example when Dyer, right? Or they will listen to him. I haven't seen people copying him, but I have heard people copying Joe Dispenza. So he his voice and something they write, they script. and then they use the AI to record the entire script in his voice. And you think that it is Joe Dispenza, well, it is not. So, so that is why you don't like. The original thing you will always like because it is in sync with whatever they say. Here, the the what if I say the contamination of ideas from another stream of thought. That is why it feels very disturbing. Facebook, nowadays it is you can say it is dead. You know? It doesn't function that way. Most of the younger generation, they don't come to Facebook. And yeah, and Facebook is why because you can see and interact uh, adequately with people you know. But if you don't know people, then that is a very dangerous thing. Yeah, Insta. So, but I can't, I don't know what is missing with Insta. I keep posting though, but yes, not very comfortable with Insta. I'm okay with my LinkedIn posting, but for me, I have been posting whatever I write, small paragraphs. I have been posting in several groups, and people are appreciating that. So I don't. For me, Facebook is not dead. People have started appreciating my work. Yeah. So, there is an air cooler by my side. Maybe that is disturbing. Yeah. Yes, we have solved. We'll look for more next week. So by then he will be back by next Monday. We'll be speaking on Sunday. And which other days you are free? Yes, yes. Yes. Yeah. Oh, Sunday. Yes. Yeah. 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 Okay. Okay. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Hey, we were just talking about you,
Oh?
saying how lucky we are to have such an experienced leader. Right, guys?
नमस्कार, मैं रवीश कुमार। राम मंदिर के चढ़ावे में अगर 200 करोड़ तक की रकम गायब हो जाए तो इसे चोरी लिखेंगे या डकैती या लूट?
नमस्कार, मैं हूं संजीव श्री। एक्स देखिएगा आप भी दर्शकों, उन्होंने राहुल गांधी ने आखिर कहा क्या है। राहुल गांधी जो कह रहे हैं, उनका कहना है जो अमेरिकी हमले का जो मसला है, 3 भारतीय नागरिकों की जो हत्या हुई है, उसके बाद से जो नई सरकार की ओर से कोई प्रतिकार हुआ था, बहुत बाद में विदेश मंत्री बोले हैं, नरेंद्र मोदी से आज भी अपेक्षा बार।
नमस्कार दोस्तों, मेरा नाम है प्रदीप चौहान। बात समझनी है तो पूरी सुननी होगी। दोस्तों, कहते हैं ना कि जो आदमी जितना ज़ोर से चिल्लाता है, जो आदमी जितना ज़ोर से बात करता है, समझ लो वो अंदर से उतना ही खोखला और झूठा है। और जो अपने बहादुरी के किस्से खुद ज़ोर ज़ोर से गिनाए सुनाए तो समझो वो अंदर से उतना ही डरपोक है। एक कहावत सुनी होगी ना आपने, थोथा चना बाजे घना। ये यूं भी सुना होगा आपने कि जो बादल बरसते हैं वो गरजते नहीं, और जो गरजते हैं वो बरसते नहीं है। आप कहेंगे ये सारी कहावतें मैं क्यों सुना रहा हूँ इस वक्त। दरअसल अभी जो इस देश की राजनीति में हो रहा है ना, वहाँ पर ये बिल्कुल सही बैठते हैं। और इस सब के सेंटर में मालूम है कौन है? इस सब के सेंटर में है राहुल गांधी। और राहुल गांधी की एक बात, जिस दिन राहुल गांधी ने वो बात कही है, उस दिन के बाद इस देश की राजनीति में हलचल आई हुई है। आप जरा ध्यान से देखिएगा जब मैं आपको ये बात बताऊंगा, और उसके बाद जरा डॉट जोड़िएगा। आप एक बात बताइए, बीजेपी कहती है कि हमें पूरा देश प्यार कर रहा है। बंगाल जैसा राज्य भी बीजेपी को सौंप दिया लोगों ने। बीजेपी को लोग चुन रहे हैं और कह रहे हैं कि 29 में भी, कि हम तो 2047 तक इस देश की सत्ता में कम से कम रहेंगे। अब जब बीजेपी सारे चुनाव, इस देश में सारे चुनाव अब तक इतने आराम से जीत रही है, कहीं हार नहीं मिल रही है, जहां बीजेपी के सब कुछ है, केरल को छोड़ दे वहां बीजेपी का कुछ नहीं है, बाकी सब जगह जीत रही है, तो अगर बीजेपी इतनी ही कंफर्टेबल होकर जीत रही है, लोग उन्हें इतना पसंद कर रहे हैं, लोग चुन रहे हैं, तो फिर ये तोड़म फोड़ क्यों है? ये तोड़फोड़ और इतनी जल्दबाजी में ये सब क्यों हो रहा है? किस बात की जल्दबाजी है और किस बात का डर है? ये सोचा है कभी आपने? अब इस बात को, मेरे इस सवाल को दिमाग के एक कोने में रखिए और दूसरे कोने में थोड़ा सा रिवाइंड जाइए। और चंद दिन पहले राहुल गांधी की, मुझे एग्जैक्टली डेट याद नहीं है, लेकिन चंद दिन पहले राहुल गांधी के वो दावे, वो बातें याद कीजिए, जहां राहुल गांधी ने कहा था कि 1 साल बाद नरेंद्र मोदी प्रधानमंत्री नहीं रहेंगे और ये सरकार गिर जाएगी। याद कीजिए। अब दोनों सवालों को मिलाइए तो आपको क्लियरली समझ में आता है।
नरेंद्र मोदी तो नहीं रहेंगे, फिर भी अगर बीजेपी रही तो नेक्स्ट आने वाला या तो योगी होगा या फिर अमित शाह। किसी ने कहा था कि भाई कम से कम मोदी बेटर है योगी से। तो हम अभी मोदी को हटा रहे हैं, क्या हम योगी के लिए रास्ता साफ कर रहे हैं? तो ले दे के बात ये है कि अच्छा होगा अगर लोग बीजेपी को समझ जाए, क्योंकि प्रॉब्लम तो वही है, आरएसएस है, मनुवादी है, दलित लोगों की विरोधी है, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का अगेंस्ट में जाता है वो। मोदी हो या योगी, ये तो वही करेंगे। आरएसएस से है, आरएसएस बैकग्राउंड है, तो और क्या एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं? तो मोदी से खुन्नस खाने से कुछ नहीं होता। हाँ, इस पार्टी को देखिए, इसके वैल्यूज को देखिए। क्या आपको वही चाहिए? आपको शायद पता नहीं कि अभी तक संविधान है तो सारे जो आपको मिल रहा है ना, सारे अधिकार आपको इसलिए मिल रहे हैं, ये मोदी की वजह से नहीं है। तो एक दिन अगर ये चला जाएगा तो आपको समझ आएगा। मुझे लगता है वैसे भी जो अनपढ़ और अंधभक्त है ना, उनको समझाने के लिए मोदी को और थोड़ा सा रहना जरूरी है, ताकि ढंग से पता चले कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का होना कितना जरूरी है।
कि जिस दिन राहुल गांधी ने वो दावे किए, उसके बाद ये तोड़फोड़ का सिलसिला शुरू हुआ। उसके बाद ये टीएमसी को तोड़ने का, शिवसेना यूबीटी को तोड़ने का, डीएमके से नजदीकी बढ़ाने का, एनसीपी शरद पवार को तोड़ने की कोशिशों का ये सारा सिलसिला शुरू हुआ है। 2029 तो अभी बहुत दूर है ना, इतनी जल्दबाजी क्यों है? जल्दबाजी किस चीज की है, आपने सोचा है कभी? इसमें भी सेंटर राहुल गांधी की उसी बात में है। आपको याद है राहुल गांधी ने उस बात में एक लाइन जोड़ी थी, कहा था मेरे पास अंदर से इंफॉर्मेशन आ रही है, जितने संस्थान हैं उनमें एक तरह से खलबली मची हुई है। और उन्होंने एक पर्टिकुलर शब्द कहा था कि चुनाव आयोग से, चुनाव आयुक्त मुझे इंफॉर्मेशन दे रहे हैं कि लोग नाराज हो रहे हैं। उस बात को सोचिए और फिर ये हड़बड़ी देखिए। तो आपको ये नहीं लगता कि क्या राहुल गांधी की वो दावे सच थे? क्या चुनाव आयोग ने हाथ खड़े कर दिए हैं? क्या चुनाव आयोग ने मोदी जी को कह दिया है कि अब जिस तरह से चुनाव जीते जा रहे हैं वो ज्यादा देर करना मुश्किल होगा, ये एसआईआर के जरिए जेन्युइन वोट्स को काटना अब नामुमकिन होगा? क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली होता क्या है, देखिए मैं आपको बताता हूं, जितने अधिकारी होते हैं ना, ये सबसे पहले बेचारे बलि का बकरा यही बनते हैं। पार्टियां तो आती जाती रहती है, नेता आते जाते रहते हैं, वो कुछ भी डिसीजन करवा लेते हैं, लेकिन जब सत्ता पलटती है ना तो सबसे पहले निशाने पे आते हैं ये अधिकारी लोग। क्या चुनाव आयोग के अधिकारियों ने हाथ खड़े कर दिए हैं? क्या देश भर के चुनाव अधिकारियों ने कह दिया है कि अब इससे ज्यादा इल्लीगल हम नहीं कर सकते, या इससे ज्यादा इस तरह के ऑर्डर हम नहीं मान सकते? क्योंकि उन्हें मालूम है जिस दिन जन आक्रोश जन आंदोलन के रूप में बदल गया, सबसे पहले बारी उनकी आएगी। जिस दिन देश में सत्ता पलटी तो सबसे पहले उनका नंबर आएगा। क्लियरली मुझे तो यह समझ में आ रहा है कि चुनाव आयोग के अंदर डर बैठ गया है जब से राहुल गांधी ने यह बात बोली है, और इसीलिए शायद वो बात में दम था, वो बात में सच्चाई थी, इसीलिए सरकार ये जल्दबाजी में ये सब कुछ कर रही है और जल्दबाजी के जरिए किसी ना किसी तरह 2/3 बहुमत का आंकड़ा हासिल करना चाहती है और फिर ऐसी स्थिति पैदा करना चाहती है जहां उन्हें सिक्योर लगे। डीलिमिटेशन कहा जा रहा सबसे पहला उनका मेन टारगेट है। सबसे पहले उस बिल को लाना चाहते हैं जो राहुल गांधी की वजह से कुछ दिन पहले हार गए थे। और उस बिल के जरिए आपको मालूम है मेन डीलिमिटेशन का टारगेट क्या है? वो 159 सीटें जहां मुस्लिम आबादी एक डिसाइडिंग फैक्टर है या फिर डोमिनेंट फैक्टर है। जहां डोमिनेंट है वहां पर एक सीट को 3 सीट में बांटने की कोशिश की जा रही, कहा जा रहा है, और जहां एक डिसाइडिंग फैक्टर है वहां उस सीट को 2 में बांटा जा रहा है, ताकि ये मुस्लिम फैक्टर कंप्लीटली लोकसभा चुनाव में जो है वो एक तरह से कमजोर हो जाए, निस्तो नाबूद हो जाए। ये सबसे बड़ा निशाना है डिलिमिटेशन बिल के जरिए। पर मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि डिलिमिटेशन तक ये मामला रुकने वाला नहीं है। बहुत सारी चीजें संविधान में बदले जाएगी, जहां पर देश को एक सुप्रीम लीडर दिया जाएगा, जिसके पास सुप्रीम पावर्स होगी, जिसको हटाने की कैपेसिटी किसी के पास नहीं होगी। कुछ इस तरह का मुझे डाउट है, लेकिन खैर चलिए उसमें बाद में आएंगे जब चीजें बाहर निकलेंगी। लेकिन फिलहाल इस तोड़ फोड़ पर आते हैं। अब उसमें क्या हुआ है, राहुल गांधी ने और कुछ दिन पहले एक तंज कसा था, 1-1.5-2 साल पहले, जब कांग्रेस की सफाई करते कहा था। तब राहुल गांधी ने जो बात कही थी, मैं आपको बात सुनाना चाहता हूं, बात सुनिए। और मुझे लगता है उस बात को, चाहे वो ममता बनर्जी हो, चाहे वो उद्धव ठाकरे हो, शरद पवार हो, यहां तक अखिलेश यादव, कोई भी हो, सबको राहुल गांधी की इस बात को गांठ बांध लेना चाहिए।
मोदी जी डरा देता है, भग जाते हैं, ईडी सीबीआई भग जाते हैं। मैं कहता हूं भागो भैया, मुझे नहीं चाहिए, जाओ महल बचाओ, जान बचाओ अपनी, मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, मुझे तो अपनी मैनेजमेंट टीम चाहिए। तालियां। तो
Just like every single skill, even this skill will be commoditized. Work on it right now and work with premium brands like this. Or else, 6 months from now, compete with 10,000 AI filmmakers. My name is Harry Ranveer, and without having a single person contact in this industry, I was able to work with multi-billion-dollar brands such as Birla, Oppo, Shriram.
अच्छा, जब मैं ये कांग्रेस के राजनेताओं को कहता हूं उनको बात अच्छी नहीं लगती, कहते यार। तो मैं ट्रेनिंग थोड़ी देता हूं, हम लोग ट्रेनिंग थोड़ी देते हैं, मोदी जी ट्रेनिंग दे रहे हैं, वो हमारी मदद कर रहे हैं। सफाई कांग्रेस पार्टी की हम नहीं कर सकते, सफाई कांग्रेस पार्टी की मोदी कर सकता है। और हमारा काम, जब मतलब लोग दौड़ रहे हैं उस साइड, तो हमारा काम दरवाजे खोलने का, ये जो जो सच्चे मैनेजर से आ जाए अंदर, तो ये चल रहा है आजकल।
सही कहा ना राहुल गांधी ने, जो डर गए वो भग गए। आज की डेट में कांग्रेस में डरपोकों की जमात ना के बराबर है, भगने वालों का आंकड़ा ना के बराबर है। राज्यों में भाग जाए अलग बात है, सेंट्रल लीडरशिप पे तो नहीं है। अगर राहुल गांधी ने भी दिल पे ले लिया होता उन सब चीज़ों को, तो शायद आज वो गिर गए होते, कांग्रेस भी अब तक मिट गई होती। लेकिन उन्होंने कहा चलो मोदी जी को मेरी पार्टी की सफाई करने दो, क्योंकि जो डरा हुआ, जो लालच में नेता होता है ना, वो फिर रुकता नहीं है। आपके कहने पर कुछ दिन रुक जाएगा, लेकिन फिर वो भाग जाएगा। तो ऐसों को रोकने का कोई मतलब नहीं है। इसलिए इन सब पार्टियों को, खासकर ममता बनर्जी को भी आज की डेट में राहुल गांधी के इस मंत्र को ही साध लेना चाहिए। साथ ही साध लेना चाहिए अखिलेश यादव को। अखिलेश यादव का सबसे बड़ा लिटमस टेस्ट है अब आगे उत्तर प्रदेश का विधानसभा चुनाव। चंद दिनों पहले तक अखिलेश यादव छाती चौड़ी करके घूम रहे थे। उन्हें लगता था, क्योंकि बीजेपी इस वक्त उनसे सबसे ज़्यादा डर रही है, क्योंकि वो बीजेपी की सत्ता हासिल कर सकते हैं। लेकिन बंगाल चुनाव के नतीजे आते ही सबसे ज़्यादा डर भी इस वक्त अखिलेश यादव को लग रहा होगा, और लगना भी चाहिए। और सबसे बड़ी बात, अखिलेश यादव अब उस पोजीशन पे नहीं है जिस पोजीशन में बंगाल चुनाव से पहले थे, यानी कांग्रेस के साथ बार्गेन करने की पोजीशन में नहीं है। आपको मालूम है कांग्रेस बीएसपी को, बहुजन समाज पार्टी को साधने की कोशिश क्यों कर रही है? एक त्रिकोण समाजवादी पार्टी बीएसपी कांग्रेस को क्यों बनाना चाह रही है, ये कल के वीडियो में मैं आपको शायद बताऊंगा। कल अगर कुछ और बड़ा ना हुआ, वो एक लंबा विषय है, लेकिन वो इसी का एक हिस्सा है कि उत्तर प्रदेश में कोई भी ऐसा कांग्रेस चाह रही, कोई भी ऐसा कोना ना छूटे जहां ट्रायंगल या इससे ज़्यादा फाइट हो। वो 1-on-1 फाइट करना चाहते हैं बीजेपी के साथ, और बीजेपी जब 1-on-1 अपोजिशन के सामने आई है, पिटी है। लेकिन वो तब अगर चुनाव जेन्युइन हो, और चुनाव में अब गड़बड़ियों के चांस कम है, ये मैंने पहले आपको बता दिया। शायद डर बैठ गया, लेकिन यूपी में अभी तो होगा, यूपी का खेल तो होगा, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं। इसलिए इमरान मसूद जो समाजवादी पार्टी और बाकी पार्टियों को राय दे रहे ना, वो 100% सही है।
देखिए, मैं सपा को नहीं नसीहत नहीं दे रहा हूं, ना मैं इतना बड़ा नेता हूं। मैं हालात बता रहा हूं कि हालात देख लीजिए। राहुल गांधी का हाथ मजबूती के साथ थाम लीजिए। राहुल गांधी का हाथ
कोण करूची माटा कोण करूची माटा बुलूची कुची औची माऊ माऊटा बिलाती माऊ 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 गाडी आली मामा गाडी आली ये मामा हो देखू तुम्ही आंख चिरी चिरी आंख चिरी चिर तो बोलायला बाटते आंख चिरी चिरी देखू मामा माऊ ओहो बड़ा कुछ ताऊ 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 हाँ
मजबूती से थामेंगे तो इस दलदल से बच पाएंगे, वरना जो उन्होंने बंगाल के अंदर किया है, जिस तरीके से उन्होंने महाराष्ट्र के अंदर किया है, जिस तरीके से उन्होंने अपने साथ और अपने ऐसे खिलाफ के जो छोटे छोटे दल थे उनको नेस्ता नाबूद कर दिया है। बचने का एक ही रास्ता है, उसका नाम है राहुल गांधी। हाथ थाम लीजिए राहुल गांधी का मजबूती से, तभी इनसे पार पा पाएंगे, इसके अलावा नहीं रास्ता है।
उत्तर प्रदेश में सपा छोड़ के गई, आप टीएमसी छोड़ के जा रही है आपकी पार्टी की?
कहाँ छोड़ के गई?
कुछ नेता छोड़ के जा रहे हैं टीएमसी के 19 एमपी टीएमसी छोड़।
अरे भाई अभी देखिए ना, अभी तो बहुत तेल देखिए, तेल की धार देखिए। ये बीजेपी के लोग हैं, ये टीवी के ऊपर प्रचारित करा देंगे। शत्रुघ्न सिन्हा का भी चल रहा था, शत्रुघ्न सिन्हा ने जवाब दे दिया ना। और अभी बीजेपी की क्या मंशा है? बीजेपी की मंशा है कि विपक्ष खत्म हो जाए, विपक्ष भी उसका ही हो। अब उन्होंने पार्टी जीत करके आई, उस पार्टी में भी तोड़ करा करके अपना नेता प्रतिपक्ष बना दिया। मतलब नेता प्रतिपक्ष भी उनका ही हो, प्रतिपक्ष भी उनका ही हो। तमिलनाडु के अंदर उनको रास्ता नहीं दिखाई दिया तो अपना अध्यक्ष को रिजाइन करा दिया। और बड़ी कॉर्डियल मुलाकात हो रही है कि रिजाइन हो गया अध्यक्ष जी का, क्योंकि अध्यक्ष जी को वहां की पॉलिटिक्स को नेस्तनाबूद करना है, उनको नई पार्टी बनवा दी। तो बीजेपी का जो काम देश के अंदर चल रहा है वो लोकतंत्र को रौंदने का चल रहा है। और अगर ये लोकतंत्र खत्म होता है तो आम आदमी के अधिकार समाप्त हो जाएंगे।
न सिर्फ दोस्तों इमरान मसूद की बात सही है, शिवसेना यूबीटी के संजय राउत भी कुछ कह रहे हैं। वो बात विपक्षियों को नहीं, वो बात बीजेपी के लोगों को गांठ बांधनी चाहिए।
ये 2 साल से आप बोल रहे हैं, कौन टूटेगा कौन तोड़ेगा? जिस दिन हमारे हाथ में सत्ता आएगी बीजेपी नहीं बचेगी, टुकड़े टुकड़े हो जाएंगे, बीजेपी पहले भाग जाएगी, घर से बाहर नहीं निकलेंगे। आप देखो
बीजेपी के टुकड़े टुकड़े होंगे। आज एक और बयान वायरल हो रहा है अशोक गहलोत का, जिसमें उन्होंने कहा कि अगर आज इंदिरा गांधी होती तो बीजेपी पर बैन लगा देती। पर उनसे थोड़े से डिसएग्री है, कुछ लोग करते हैं, मैं भी डिसएग्री करता हूं। मैं भी ये मानता हूं कि अगर इंदिरा गांधी होती, बैन तो नहीं करती बीजेपी को, हाँ आरएसएस को बैन जरूर कर देती, लेकिन बीजेपी से मुकाबला करती। और ना सिर्फ मुकाबला करती, बीजेपी को पटखनी भी देती। ये इंदिरा गांधी थी। और एक चीज़ और है जो बुरी तरह से डरी हुई सरकार का डरी हुई सरकार को आईना दिखा रही है, डरी हुई सरकार का एग्जाम्पल हमारे सामने रख रही है। वो है देश में बढ़ता गुस्सा, देश में बढ़ता जन आक्रोश। आप सोच सकते हैं नॉन पॉलिटिकल लोग भी
दोस्तों खिचे मक्के की रोटी बहुत ही स्वादिष्ट लगता है खाने में और ये हेल्दी भी होता है। नमस्कार दोस्तों, स्वागत है आप सभी का विलेज टेस्टी भोजन में। तो दोस्तों आज हम बनाएंगे मक्के की रोटी। तो यहाँ पर दोस्तों पुराने जमाने में इसी तरीके से तवे में तेल लगाया जाता था। दोस्तों खिचे मक्के की रोटी बहुत ही स्वादिष्ट लगता है खाने में और ये हेल्दी भी होता है। नमस्कार दोस्तों, स्वागत है आप सभी का विलेज टेस्टी भोजन में। तो दोस्तों आज हम बनाएंगे मक्के की रोटी। तो यहाँ पर देखिए हमारे पास खिच्चा मक्का है। इसे नाखून से दबाने से यह आसानी से दब जाता है। अब इन सभी मक्के के दाने को निखोड़ लेंगे। तो मक्का निखोर लिए हैं, इसे अब धो लेंगे। अब इस मक्के के दाने को सिलबट्टे पर पीसेंगे। तो सिलबट्टा पहले धो लेते हैं दोस्तों। ला 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 ला। ये देखिए दोस्तों सारे मक्के को पीस लिए हैं। अब इसमें लहसुन और मिर्च का पेस्ट मिलाएंगे। आधा छोटा चम्मच नमक डालेंगे। इसे अच्छे से मिला लेंगे। तो ये मिल गया है। अब यहाँ पर देखिए चूल्हे में आग जला लिए हैं। अब इस मक्का की हाड़ी को तोड़कर इसी से इस तवे में तेल लगाएंगे। दोस्तों पुराने जमाने में इसी तरीके से तवे में तेल लगाया जाता था। अब इस पिसे हुए मक्के को थोड़ा थोड़ा डालकर इसकी रोटी बनाएंगे। थोड़ा सा इसे फैलाने के लिए हाथ में पानी लगा लेंगे। इसे इस थाली से ढक देंगे और इसे धीमी आंच में पकाएंगे। इसे ढके हुए लगभग 1 मिनट हो गया है। अब इस थाली को हटाकर रोटी को दूसरी तरफ पलट देंगे। दोस्तों खिचे मक्के की रोटी बहुत ही स्वादिष्ट लगता है खाने में और ये हेल्दी भी होता है। इस तरफ भी तेल लगा देंगे। ये रोटी भी पक गया है, इसे भी बाहर निकाल लेंगे। कुछ खड़े कच्चे मक्के बच गए थे दोस्तों, इसे भी कोयले पर पका लिए हैं। तो ये दोनों पक गए हैं, इसे बाहर निकाल लेंगे। तो दोनों में से आप कौन सा खाना पसंद करेंगे, आप हमें कमेंट बॉक्स में जरूर बताइएगा। और
आदाब। अगर आप भी मेरी ही तरह उर्दू जबान और उर्दू शायरी के आशिक हैं, उसकी शायरी literature.com पर तशरीफ लाइए। यहाँ उन तमाम
हाँ, मम्मी ने कहा कि दिव्या ही पहले जाएंगी मायके अपने, और तुम बाद में चली आना, जैसे होता रहता है हर बार का नियम जो है।
नियम क्या? कोई कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है इस घर का? कोई संविधान है कि मतलब दिव्या ही पहले जाएंगे? आपने बताया नहीं कि मेरी मम्मी हरिद्वार जा रही है।
बता सब दिया था, लेकिन नहीं समझ में आ रहा है। कह रही है कि नहीं भैया जो चलता है वही चलाओ, जबरदस्ती का फिर वो कंट्रोवर्सी होगी उसमें।
अरे कंट्रोवर्सी क्या होगी? जाके दिव्या से कह दो कि इस बार तुम बाद में चली जाना, भाभी को पहले जाने दो, बाद में शिवांग के स्कूल खुल जाएंगे तो हम कितने दिन रुक पाएंगे? मम्मी चली जाएंगे हरिद्वार, हम रुक ही नहीं पाएंगे फिर। ये तो कोई बात ही नहीं हो यार। आपसे कोई काम कहो, आप कहीं नहीं पाते उनसे कुछ।
कहने तो इस बार ना जाओ।
कहाँ ना जाओ?
हर
मायके
साल-
ना जाए?
ना जाओ, कोई ऐसी आफत है, हर साल तो जाती हो ना, इस बार अवॉइड कर लो।
हर साल तो बहुत सी ऐसी चीजें होती हैं जो होती है, इस बार हम सब फिर अवॉइड कर देंगे, है ना?
अब तुम इस तरीके से बात करने लगती हो।
नहीं, ये कौन सा तरीका है कि मायके ना जो? हम इतनी छोटी सी एक बात कह रहे हैं कि इस बार हमको पहले मायके जाने दो। तो दिव्या दिव्या की कोई गलती नहीं। अगर दिव्या से कहा जाए तो वो मान जाएगी, लेकिन यहाँ किसी की हिम्मत ही नहीं होगी कि दिव्या से कह दें कि इस बार तुम बाद में चली जाना, भाभी को पहले जाने दो, है ना? और अभी हम कह दें, फिर कुछ बात हो तो फिर होगा कि देखो उनसे जाके कह दिया, हमसे बताया नहीं।
ऐसा कर लो
हाँ,
कि जो है इस बार तुम भाती में चली जाओ ना।
ये कौन सा बहुत बढ़िया
ये
आपने
क्या
आइडिया
कर रही
दे
है?
दिया। हम ये कह रहे हैं कि हम कोई एक चीज भी अपने हिसाब से नहीं कर सकते। और पहली बात तो ये सवाल उठता है कि हम आप लोगों से पूछे ही क्यों अपने मायके जाने के लिए? मेरा जब मन करेगा हम तब जाएंगे। इसमें पूछने की तो कोई बात ही नहीं है ना। अपनी
मतलब
माँ
आप
से मिलने के लिए पूछे।
तेजी दिखा रही हो।
नहीं, अभी जाके कुछ मम्मी जिस बोल दें वो बदतमीजी हो गई, और जब ढंग से कहें तो किसी की समझ में नहीं आएगा। इतनी सी बात समझने में क्या हुआ जा रहा है? पहाड़ टूटा जा रहा है। हम कह रहे हैं अब हम पहले नहीं जाएंगे, हम आज ही जाएंगे। अब लेकिन आप ये बताइए, साल भर में एक बार आदमी को जाना होता है, लेकिन उसमें भी इतना बखेड़ा कर दिया जाता है कि हम वहाँ जाएं तो सब यहाँ ऐठ जाए, है ना? वहाँ से कोई फोन ना आए, कुछ ना हो, सब यहाँ गुस्से में रहे, ताकि वहाँ भी हमारा दिमाग खराब रहे, वहाँ भी हम फ्री माइंड ना रहे। हम जानते हैं ना, हम जानते हैं सब टेक्टिक्स।
तुम तो बहुत होशियार हो भैया।
ऐसा है, मैं आज ही जा रही हूँ, और अब मैं आज से बताऊंगी भी नहीं। ये नियम में बदलाव आ गया आपके घर में, और अब हम हर बार पहले ही जाएंगे। हमारे बच्चे की छुट्टियां पहले हो जाती हैं। जिस दिन छुट्टी होगी 2 दिन बाद से हम चले जाएंगे, और जब उसकी छुट्टियां खत्म होने वाली होंगी तभी हम आएंगे। चलो, कायदे से अब नहीं समझ आता है ना, तो अब ऐसे ही ठीक है।
मतलब विद्रोह करोगे तुम? हैं?
विद्रोह की बात नहीं है।
हाँ।
जाके आप मम्मी जी से कह दीजिए कि उसकी मम्मी हरिद्वार जा रही है, उसको पहले जाने दो।
ये तो हम कह चुके हैं।
तो कहाँ मानी वो?
नहीं मानी? तुम मान जाओ।
हम क्यों मान जाए?
तुम लोग यही करो। अब हमें जो है, हम भी जा रहे हैं घर छोड़ के। चलो,
आप
हमारा
कहीं नहीं
बैग पैक
जाएंगे?
करो।
आप कहीं नहीं जाएंगे?
हम जा रहे हैं, हम पहाड़ों पे जा रहे हैं।
मम्मी जी से बताया ये कि वो आज ही जा रही है।
हाँ, मम्मी ने कहा कि दिव्या ही पहले जाएंगी मायके अपने, और तुम बाद में चली आना, जैसे होता रहता है हर बार का नियम जो है।
नियम क्या? कोई कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है इस घर का? कोई संविधान है कि मतलब दिव्या ही पहले जाएंगे? आपने बताया नहीं कि मेरी मम्मी हरिद्वार जा रही है।
बता
Give us 28 days, and by July, you will be unrecognizable. We start Tai Chi Indoor Walking Challenge this Monday for beginners over 50. Are you in?
I love you, but when was the last time you wore a bikini?
जी हां दोस्तों, बागियों के नहले पर ममता गुट का दहला, स्पीकर और सुप्रीम कोर्ट में ममता गुट की जीत तय। तो क्या कहीं के नहीं रहे बागी? स्वागत है आप सभी का। आप देख रहे हैं द राजनीति का विशेष सेगमेंट खबर और विश्लेषण। मैं हूं जब्बार खान। दोस्तों, आखिर शाह के इशारे पर बागी गुट की लोकसभा के स्पीकर ओम बिरला से मुलाकात करने के बाद में ममता गुट के योद्धाओं ने किस तरीके से चढ़ाई की और कैसे लोकसभा स्पीकर से मुलाकात करके कानूनी तौर पर स्पीकर को आईना दिखाया। तो क्या लोकसभा के स्पीकर नियमों और कानूनों के हवाले से जो कि टीएमसी गुट ने उनके सामने रखा, उस वजह से लोकसभा स्पीकर ओम बिरला ने बागियों की अपील और उनकी चिट्ठी पर यस नहीं कहा, मामले को पेंडिंग में डाल दिया। और सुप्रीम कोर्ट मामला जाते जाते कैसे ममता गुट की जीत सुनिश्चित होती हुई दिखाई दे रही है? क्यों आखिर सुप्रीम कोर्ट के ही वरिष्ठ अधिवक्ता इस बात को अभी से कह रहे हैं? दोस्तों, बड़ी दिलचस्प घटना और बड़ा दिलचस्प मोड़ इस वक्त देश की राजधानी दिल्ली में ममता गुट और बागी गुट के बीच में जो लड़ाई चल रही है उसमें आ चुका है। क्योंकि इधर दिल्ली के इशारे पर टीएमसी के बागी या कुछ लोगों के शब्दों में गद्दार सांसदों ने लोकसभा स्पीकर ओम बिरला से मुलाकात कर अपना दावा पेश किया ही था कि तभी टीएमसी ममता के वफादार सांसदों ने सागरिका घोष और कीर्ति आजाद ने लोकसभा अध्यक्ष ओम बिरला से मुलाकात की और टीएमसी के लोकसभा फ्लोर लीडर अभिषेक बनर्जी का एक पत्र भी उन्हें दोबारा से सौंपा। यानी कि दोस्तों, उस पत्र में क्या है और किस तौर पर कानूनी जानकार सुप्रीम कोर्ट के वरिष्ठ अधिवक्ताओं ने कैसे कानून का वो आईना दिखाया ओम बिरला को, और कैसे इस बात को सुनिश्चित करने के लिए कि साहब कानूनी लड़ाई में बागी गुट तो कहीं नहीं ठहरेगा, और जिस एक गैर मान्यता प्राप्त पार्टी में विलय तो करा दिया दिल्ली ने, मगर उस पार्टी का हश्र पहले ही से खत्म था। मगर उस पार्टी के साथ जाने के बाद में इन सांसदों का राजनीतिक भविष्य अंधकार में भी कैसे ढकेल दिया शाह ने, दिल्ली ने, जानबूझ करके। लेकिन दोस्तों, जो कानूनी आईना है, जिसमें अभिषेक बनर्जी ने जो कुछ चिट्ठी 2 दिन पहले लिखी थी, लेकिन लोकसभा स्पीकर से बागी गुट के मिलने के बाद में ममता गुट के सांसदों ने जब मुलाकात की, जिसमें दल बदल विरोधी कानून यानी कि एंटी डिफेक्शन लॉ का हवाला देते हुए इस कदम को चुनौती दी गई, जो कि संसद से लेकर अदालत तक जाएगी। इस चिट्ठी में कई कानूनी पहलू का जिक्र कर लोकसभा स्पीकर को बागियों के दावे की बुनियाद पर फैसला लेने को कहा। तभी तो लोकसभा स्पीकर ने उन बागियों के दावे को ना भी माना है, ना ही उनके पक्ष में फैसला दिया है, भले ही दरबारी मीडिया में बागियों के पक्ष में पल्ला भारी दिखाना शुरू कर दिया गया हो। दोस्तों, उस चिट्ठी में क्या कहा गया कि दल बदल विरोधी कानून एंटी डिफेक्शन लॉ के हवाले से बागियों का कदम कानूनी रूप से बिल्कुल गलत है। महाराष्ट्र राजनीतिक संकट पर सुप्रीम कोर्ट के फैसले का इस बात का बखान है कि संविधान की 10वीं अनुसूची 10th शेड्यूल के तहत किसी विधायी पार्टी के भीतर विभाजन यानी कि स्प्लिट को अब मान्यता नहीं दी जा सकती। अखिल भारतीय तृणमूल कांग्रेस यानी कि AITC एक अखंड राजनीतिक दल और कोई भी गुट खुद को अलग पार्टी के रूप में स्थापित नहीं कर सकता। अब दोस्तों, इस पर कानूनी पहलू जरा समझ लीजिए। सुप्रीम कोर्ट के वरिष्ठ अधिवक्ता कपिल सिब्बल, जैसा कि मैंने पिछले शो में आपको बताया था, उन्होंने खुद एक्स पर आकर के लिखा था कि भारतीय लोकतंत्र एक मजाक बन गया है। बाकी सांसद खुद से किसी दल में विलय कर ही नहीं सकते, और ऐसा तभी हो सकता है जब मूल पार्टी यानी कि ममता गुट के TMC इसका फैसला करे। इन सांसदों को आयोग घोषित करने यानी कि डिस्क्वालीफाई करने की मांग कर डाली। कपिल सिब्बल ने TMC के बागी सांसदों को आयोग ठहराने की मांग करते हुए क्या कहा? उन्होंने कहा कि एक तो इनकी तादाद सिर्फ 17 है, दूसरा ये कि वो किसी अन्य राजनीतिक दल में विलय नहीं कर सकते। उनके अनुसार किसी दल का विलय तभी संभव है जब मूल पार्टी स्वयं ऐसा करे, ममता गुट। अब दोस्तों, अभी मूल पार्टी तो ममता के पास ही है। जब तक लोकसभा स्पीकर, चुनाव आयोग, सुप्रीम कोर्ट बागियों को ही असली पार्टी ना मान ले, इसलिए ममता के लिए उम्मीद ही नहीं बल्कि कोर्ट में जीत के लिए एक बड़ी बुनियाद और उम्मीद की किरण दिख रही है।
Your company is quietly pushing you out and you know it. Now at 40 and above, your experience.
What if I told you that you're just 21 seconds away from completely transforming your reality? I know that sounds almost too simple to be true, but stay with me here, because what Florence Scovel Shinn discovered over a century ago has changed countless lives, and today I'm sharing this powerful practice with you. Here's the thing that most people don't understand about manifestation. It's not about spending hours meditating. It's not about complicated rituals, and you
पर आप मेरे से पूछें कि वेस्ट बंगाल में क्या हो रहा है, मुझे नहीं पता। मेरी ममता का स्टैंड मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता था, मुझे उनका करेज बट जो हमने सुना काइंड ऑफ वो भी उनका भी एक चारों तरफ के जो लोग रहते हैं ना वो भी है। उसकी वजह से गुंडा राज पूरा टॉप पे था। और ये तो मैं जस्ट मैं खुद एक्सपीरियंस की हूँ जब मैं 2015 में कलकत्ता में थी। ने मुझे कहा कि हम सॉल्ट लेक कांग्रेस के ही कैंडिडेट को पसंद करते हैं क्योंकि 3 टर्म से वो बहुत काम की। बट जब रिजल्ट देखा तो वो हार गए। टीएमसी के जो लोग थे वो पार्टी को विक्रमबाजी करके हरा दिया। तो वही चलता आ रहा था और भी था, शोषण था, चंदेबाजी दादागिरी तो था। बट फिर भी ममता का एज, तो उस एज को अगर मान लीजिए वो 0.17% था, उतने का ही मैनिपुलेट करने का चांस था, स्कोप था इलेक्शन कमीशन के पास। किसी को पता भी नहीं चला। 1-2 वोट इधर उधर से ममता जीत जाते, लेकिन वही 1-2 वोट के इधर उधर होने से ममता हार गई। बस इतना ही हो। इससे बड़ा अगर मैनिपुलेशन कुछ करना चाहेगा इलेक्शन कमीशन तो रिस्की। तो ममता के बारे में अगर सोचा जाए तो अकेले अगर चले नहीं, इस गलत है कुछ भी, जिनका कोई वैल्यू नहीं, वैल्यू सिस्टम अगर नहीं है तो आज नहीं तो कल बीजेपी के पास इतना विक्रम है कि वो किसी भी पार्टी को हरा दे सकते। ऐसा तो उनके पास है ही। तो ये सारी चीजों को अनकन्वेंशनल तरीके से आपको डील करना होगा। भारत जैसे देश में जेनजी का अचानक से बड़े पैमाने में खड़े शायद आज के दिन में पॉसिबल नहीं है, जबकि सारे इंस्टीट्यूशन बीजेपी के पास, पावर के पास है। तो आप कहाँ से जो लोग जो है, हाँ ये हाल हमारे इंडिपेंडेंस के टाइम में भी था और लोग परेशान हो रहे, लोग तो अब भी परेशान, लेकिन अभी इंफॉर्मेशन है जैसे बड़े पैमाने में लोगों को परगलाया जा रहा है। अब जो भी मीडिया है कंप्लीट वही मीडिया है जो लोग देख रहे हैं, सोशल मीडिया में बहुत कम होगा। तो ये टैक्टिक्स का खेल वो खेलते हैं, लेकिन स्ट्रेटेजी के सामने वो भी थोड़ा फेल है। तो वो स्ट्रेटेजी, वो बुद्धि, अगर राहुल गांधी ज्यादा पढ़े लिखे हैं तो अभी साबित करें कि अनपढ़ों को वो कितनी की गुंडाराजी करे तो हरा सकते हैं अपनी खुद। टाइम तो यही।
Certainly don't need expensive courses or seminars. What you need is something so simple, so elegantly designed that it can fit into the busiest schedule imaginable. 21 seconds. That's all it takes. But here's where it gets really interesting. There's one crucial rule that makes all the difference between those who see incredible results and those who don't. And I'll reveal that secret to you in just a moment. But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the world. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Now, you might be wondering why someone like Florence Scovel Shinn, whose teachings have influenced millions, would create such a brief practice. Has this ever happened to you? You start something with incredible enthusiasm, full of hope and determination, only to watch that motivation fade after a few days or weeks? We've all been there. That's exactly why this approach is so brilliant. It removes every excuse, every barrier, every reason you might have to quit. 21 seconds doesn't require you to wake up earlier, doesn't demand a special space in your home, doesn't ask you to rearrange your entire life. It simply asks you to show up for less time than it takes to brush your teeth. But here's what makes this practice truly extraordinary. And what you're about to discover might surprise you. The power isn't just in the words themselves. It's in something else entirely. Something that most spiritual teachers won't tell you because they don't want you to know how simple it really is. There's a hidden element, a secret ingredient that activates the true potential of this prayer. And once you understand this element, you'll see why discretion becomes your greatest ally. Think about this for a moment. When you plant a seed in the ground, do you dig it up every day to check if it's growing? Of course not. You trust the process. You give it time, space, and the right conditions to flourish beneath the surface. Your desires work the same way. They need protection in their early stages, a sacred space where they can take root without interference. Stay with me until the end, because I'm about to show you exactly how to create that perfect environment for your dreams to materialize, and why the next 24 hours could mark the beginning of something extraordinary in your life. What Florence Scovel Shinn understood, and what we're going to explore together right now, is that abundance, love, and success aren't things you chase, they're frequencies you tune into. And this 21-second prayer is your tuning fork. The reason this works so fast, often within the first 24 hours, is because it operates on a principle that most people completely overlook when they think about manifestation and personal transformation. You see, we've been conditioned to believe that real change takes months, even years. That significant shifts in our lives require massive effort, endless patience, and some kind of cosmic permission slip. But that's not how energy actually works. That's not how frequency operates in your life. When you align your internal frequency with what you desire, something remarkable happens almost instantly. It's like tuning into a radio station that's been broadcasting your perfect life all along. You just couldn't hear it because you were on the wrong channel. This prayer acts as that precise adjustment, that exact calibration that brings everything into focus. And the beautiful thing about working with universal laws is that they don't care about your past, your current circumstances, or how long you've been struggling. The moment you shift your frequency, the universe responds. Not tomorrow, not next week, immediately. Now here's something that really bothers me about the personal development industry. Today, so much of this wisdom, these genuine tools for transformation, have been locked away behind $1,000 seminars and exclusive mastermind groups. Florence Scovel Shinn had a radically different vision, and it's one I deeply respect. She believed that if something truly works, if something genuinely has the power to change lives, it should be accessible to everyone who's ready for it. Not just those who can afford expensive coaching programs or private retreats in exotic locations. This isn't about gatekeeping knowledge or making spirituality some kind of elite club. This is about recognizing that every single person on this planet deserves access to tools that can improve their reality. The student working 2 jobs, the single parent barely making ends meet, the young person just starting their journey, they all have the same right to these revelations as anyone else. What you're learning right now isn't watered down or some basic version of a more expensive teaching. This is the real thing, the authentic practice, and it costs you nothing but 21 seconds of focused intention. If you're ready for more content like this, hit subscribe. I'm here to support your transformation with practical tools that actually work. The impact of this democratization of wisdom cannot be overstated. When people realize they don't need anyone's permission, don't need to wait until they can afford some premium program. Don't need to feel like they're on the outside looking in. That's when real transformation begins. That's when the hidden truth becomes clear. You've always had this power within you. You just needed the right key to unlock it. Now, I want to go even deeper into this, because understanding why discretion becomes your greatest asset in this process will completely shift how you approach not just this prayer, but every intention you set moving forward. Write in the comments, "I'm ready for this transformation," if what you're hearing resonates with your journey right now. There's something crucial I need you to understand about this practice before we go any further, and it has everything to do with how you approach what I'm about to share with you. This isn't one of those things you try once, forget about, and then wonder why nothing changed in your life. The real power, the genuine transformation, comes from repetition. Not the kind of mindless repetition where you're just going through the motions, but intentional, conscious practice that builds momentum over time. Think about it like this. When you learn a new skill, whether it's playing an instrument, speaking a language, or even driving a car, the first time you do it feels awkward and unfamiliar. But with each repetition, something shifts. Neural pathways strengthen. What once required intense focus becomes second nature. Your consciousness and subconsciousness begin working in harmony. This prayer operates on the same principle, except what you're rewiring isn't just a skill. It's your entire relationship with abundance, possibility, and your own inherent worth. That's why I strongly encourage you to bookmark this video or take notes on what we're covering here. Not because the words are complicated or difficult to remember, but because having instant access to this practice means you remove any friction between intention and action. On those mornings when you wake up feeling doubt creeping in, or those evenings when life has thrown you curveballs and you need realignment, you want this at your fingertips. You want to be able to return to these exact words, this precise methodology, without having to search for it or try to recall it from memory. The compounding effect of consistent practice is where the real magic lives. It's not just about what happens in the first 24 hours, though that initial shift is powerful and tangible. It's about what happens when you make this a non-negotiable part of your daily routine. When you show up for yourself, day after day, with these 21 seconds of focused intention, you're not just manifesting individual desires. You're fundamentally restructuring how you move through the world. You're training your mind to recognize opportunities that were always there, but invisible to you. You're calibrating your energy field to naturally attract circumstances, people, and experiences that align with your highest good. This is the behind-the-scenes work that nobody talks about when they show you their success stories. And transformed lives. The decisions you make in private, the moments when nobody's watching, and you choose to invest in your own evolution anyway. That's where lasting change is forged. This practice becomes your anchor, your reset button, your daily reminder that you are actively co-creating your reality with every thought, every word, every focused intention. Now, what makes this particular prayer so effective is the specific structure Florence Scovel Shinn designed, and understanding that structure will help you maximize its impact. Type in the comments, "I commit to consistency," if you're genuinely ready to make this a daily practice in your life. Let me share something with you that completely changed my understanding of how prayer actually works, and it's something that Florence Scovel Shinn emphasized repeatedly in her teachings. Most people approach prayer as if it's a cosmic vending machine. You insert the right words, press the button, and wait for your order to arrive. But that's not what real prayer is at all. True prayer isn't about the words you speak or the requests you make. It's about the internal state you cultivate, the receptivity you create within yourself, the opening you allow in your consciousness. When you pray in the way I'm about to show you, you're not begging some distant force for favors or trying to convince the universe that you're worthy. You're preparing your heart and mind to receive what's already yours. You're clearing away the mental clutter, the limiting beliefs, the fears and doubts that have been blocking your blessings from reaching you. Think of it like tuning a radio. The music is already broadcasting, But if your receiver isn't properly calibrated, all you get is static. This prayer is your calibration tool. The hidden truth here is that most manifestation failures have nothing to do with desire being absent or the universe not listening. They fail because the person asking isn't actually ready to receive. They haven't created the internal space necessary for their desires to take root and flourish. Their conscious mind might be saying yes, but their subconscious is screaming no, filled with unworthiness, fear of change, or doubt that good things could actually happen to them. This practice addresses that fundamental issue by shifting your entire energetic foundation. Now here's where most people sabotage themselves, and I want you to be brutally honest with yourself for a moment. How many things have you started in your life with incredible enthusiasm, full of determination and excitement, only to quietly abandon them a week later? A month later? We've all done it. The gym membership that gets used twice, the online course that stays half finished, the journal that has 3 entries. It's not because you're lazy or lack discipline. It's because the commitment felt too big, too overwhelming, too demanding on your already stretched time and energy. That's the brilliance of this approach. 21 seconds, not 21 minutes, not an hour-long meditation session, not something that requires you to restructure your entire morning routine. Just 21 seconds of focused, intentional practice that fits seamlessly into even the most chaotic schedule. You can do this while your coffee brews. You can do this before you get out of bed. You can do this in your car before walking into work. There is literally no excuse that holds up against a 21-second commitment. This removes every barrier, every rationalization your mind might create to avoid showing up for yourself. And when you eliminate those excuses, when you strip away all the reasons why you can't, what you're left with is pure choice and intention. Leave a comment saying, "No more excuses," if you're ready to break the pattern of starting and stopping. There's something profound that happens when you make a public declaration of commitment. It's not just about accountability to others, though that certainly plays a role. It's about the energetic shift that occurs when you vocalize your intention, when you move it from the private realm of thought into the shared space of declaration. The universe responds to clarity, to decisiveness, to that moment when you stop hedging your bets and simply say yes to your own transformation. This is why I want you to really consider what making this promise means for you personally. When you declare your commitment, you're not just typing words into a comment section. You're drawing a line in the sand of your own consciousness. You're telling yourself, your subconscious mind, and the universal forces that orchestrate your reality that you're serious about this. That you're not just casually interested or mildly curious. You're ready to show up, to be consistent, to honor the agreement you're making with yourself right now in this moment. The impact of this kind of clear intention cannot be overstated. It's the difference between dipping your toe in the water and diving in completely. It's the difference between hoping something might work and knowing you're going to make it work through your consistent practice and unwavering commitment. This declaration becomes your anchor point, something you can return to on days when motivation wanes or doubt creeps in. You made a promise, and that promise matters. Now, I want to share a story with you that perfectly illustrates why so many people never experience the breakthrough they're seeking, even when they're doing everything right. Imagine someone decides to plant a garden. They're excited, full of hope and anticipation. They choose the perfect seeds, prepare the soil carefully, and begin watering diligently every single day. 1 week passes, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They keep showing up, keep watering, keep tending to that patch of earth. But nothing appears above the surface. Just bare soil, day after day after day. Frustration starts to build. Doubt whispers in their ear. Maybe the seeds were bad. Maybe they're doing something wrong. Maybe they're just not meant to be a gardener. The initial excitement has faded, replaced by weariness and disappointment. Finally, after weeks of seeing no visible results, they give up. They stop watering. They abandon the garden completely, convinced that their efforts were wasted and nothing was ever going to grow. But here's the heartbreaking truth that they never discovered. Beneath that surface, invisible to their eyes, the seed had already cracked open. Roots had pushed down into the soil. The stem had begun its upward journey. In fact, the sprout was just 1 inch away from breaking through into the light. One more day of watering, maybe 2, and they would have witnessed the miracle they'd been working toward all along. They quit at the exact moment when their breakthrough was about to arrive. This happens constantly in people's lives, and it's the reason why understanding the journey matters just as much as understanding the destination. Comment, "I see the breakthrough coming," if this resonates with where you are right now in your own manifestation journey. How many times in your own life have you been that gardener? How many dreams have you walked away from right at the threshold of manifestation? The painful reality is that most people never realize how close they actually were to their breakthrough. They see the surface level, the visible results, and when those results don't appear on their expected timeline, they interpret it as failure. They assume nothing is happening, that their efforts are meaningless, that they're somehow broken or unworthy of success. If this resonated with you, tap that like button. It helps this message reach others who need it right now. But this reveals a fundamental misunderstanding about how transformation actually works. Real change, lasting transformation, always begins beneath the surface where you can't see it. The internal shifts happen first. Your consciousness recalibrates. Your energy field adjusts. Old patterns start dissolving while new neural pathways form. All of this is happening in the invisible realm before anything manifests in your physical reality. This is the hidden truth that separates those who succeed from those who quit. Understanding that invisible progress is still progress. Think about a bamboo tree for a moment. When you plant bamboo, you water it and care for it diligently. And for the first 4 years, you see almost nothing above ground. Just a tiny shoot, barely noticeable. 4 years of consistent effort with minimal visible results. Can you imagine the patience required? The faith needed to keep watering something that appears to be doing nothing? But then, in the 5th year, that bamboo shoots up 90 feet in just 6 weeks. 90 feet. The growth was always happening. You just couldn't see it. Those first 4 years weren't wasted time. The bamboo was developing an extensive root system, strong enough to support its eventual explosive growth. Your desires work exactly the same way. When you practice this 21-second prayer, when you show up day after day with focused intention, you're building that root system. You're creating the foundation that will support the manifestation you're calling in. The fact that you can't see immediate results doesn't mean nothing is happening. It means everything is happening exactly as it should, following the natural rhythms and timing of universal law. This is why quitting is the only true failure. Not trying something new and having it not work out. Not taking longer than expected to see results. The only way you actually fail is by stopping before the breakthrough arrives. And the devastating part is that most people stop mere inches away from their miracle. They abandon ship right when the tide is about to turn. They close the door just as opportunity is reaching for the handle. That 21-second prayer you're about to learn? It's your daily watering. It's the consistent action that ensures your seeds don't just crack open beneath the surface. They push through into the light where you can finally see the fruit of your persistence. Now, understanding this principle of hidden growth completely transforms how you approach not just this practice, but every goal and dream you're nurturing. Drop a comment saying, "I trust the process," if you're committed to staying consistent even when you can't yet see the results. This tragedy of unfulfilled potential isn't that people aim for dreams and miss. The real tragedy is that they aim, they work, they get so incredibly close, and then they walk away right before the transformation becomes visible. You see this everywhere once you start paying attention. The entrepreneur who shuts down their business 3 months before, it would have turned profitable. The writer who abandons their manuscript on chapter 20 of a 22-chapter book. The person seeking love who gives up on dating right before they would have met their ideal partner. It's heartbreaking because the breakthrough was right there, within reach, waiting to emerge. What separates those who ultimately succeed from those who don't isn't talent, luck, or even resources. It's the willingness to keep showing up during that critical gap between effort and visible results. It's the faith to continue watering the garden when you see only dirt. It's understanding that your breakthrough doesn't care about your timeline or your impatience. It arrives according to universal timing, and your only job is to maintain consistency until it does. This is where the 21-second prayer becomes absolutely crucial to your success. Think of it as that final, decisive watering that pushes your seedling through the last inch of soil into sunlight. Every single day you practice this prayer, you're adding momentum to forces already in motion beneath the surface of your awareness. You're reinforcing your intention. You're strengthening your energetic alignment. You're telling the universe with absolute clarity that you're still here, still committed, still ready to receive. Small actions repeated consistently create compound effects that eventually become unstoppable. This isn't motivational fluff, it's physics. It's how avalanches start with a single snowflake, how rivers carve through mountains one drop at a time, how fortunes are built from daily decisions that seem insignificant in the moment but prove transformative over time. Your 21 seconds of focused prayer is that small action with exponential potential. The beautiful thing about this practice is that it removes the burden of figuring out how your desires will manifest. You don't need to know the pathway. You don't need to orchestrate every detail or control every variable. Your job is simply to show up for those 21 seconds, to speak your intention with conviction and feeling, and then trust that the invisible machinery of the universe is arranging circumstances, opportunities, and connections in your favor. Behind the scenes, in ways you cannot possibly perceive or predict, your reality is being reconstructed to match your elevated frequency. This is the power of persistent, focused intention married to unwavering faith. This is what Florence Scovel Shinn understood so deeply and what she encoded into this elegant, deceptively simple practice. When you grasp this principle, when you truly internalize that your consistent small actions are the bridge between where you are and where you're meant to be, everything changes. Your relationship with time shifts. Your tolerance for delayed gratification expands. Your faith in the process becomes unshakable. Now, the specific structure of this prayer amplifies these effects exponentially, and understanding exactly how to perform it correctly makes all the difference. Write, "I'm ready to receive" in the comments if you feel that shift happening inside you. Right now. Have you ever watched an airplane take off and noticed that moment of intense power right before it leaves the ground? The engines roar at maximum capacity, every system working in perfect coordination, enormous amounts of energy concentrated into those crucial seconds when the aircraft transitions from earthbound to airborne. That's the hardest part of the entire flight, overcoming gravity, breaking free from what's holding it down, achieving that initial lift that changes everything. Once that plane reaches cruising altitude, something remarkable happens. The engines can throttle back. The effort decreases dramatically. The aircraft glides smoothly through the sky, covering vast distances with relatively minimal energy expenditure compared to those intense takeoff moments. The hardest work is already done. The transformation from grounded to flying has been accomplished, and now momentum